Have you ever tried to create an agent that does almost everything you need just for it to be limited by a critical tool that doesn't have a connector or even an API? Hi, I'm Bruno and welcome to the Power Minutes. This is a recurring issue in the development world, and the Power Platform even has a dedicated tool called Desktop Flows as a solution for this type of problems. But in an agentic world, that might not be enough today. So we're going to show you the equivalent for our agent called computer use. This is where our agent will be instructed to work on a computer or a virtual machine and perform the actions we need for us. How cool does that sound? Alright, so for today's example, we're going to base ourselves off a material from Microsoft. You can see within Microsoft Learn there is an article for automate web and desktop apps with computer use, and we're basing ourselves within the best practices. We will be using the extract values as a JSON. Over here we have our example that uses a website to list a few of these efforts using the compute use demo from online. And over here the original idea is to extract all details from the Contoso entities, but we're going to explore it and make it a bit more advanced. So for that case, let's head over to our agent. We called it the company portfolio extractor, and for our instructions we have some very straightforward instructions. The main idea here is to extract all those informations, create a portfolio of data, and through that we want to get a list of records. So the difference here is that we're going to ask for a company name as an input and just some validations to make sure we always get it. And then we're going to call computer use. Now, how can you get computer use to work? So over here, it is a tool. So you can just go over here, add tool, and it will show over here. And here we let you provide a series of instructions. We already worked on it a little bit, so let's see our example. It is looking like this. As you can see, much like other tools, you're able to add a description. In our case, it will be using a model. It's defaulting to Claude on our case, but you have OpenAI models and a few others to pick from, and as per usual, a test button. We instructed it a little bit further, as you can see. To be a bit more detailed, for that we used the instructions builder. We copy and pasted that value and made more steps out of it. The advantage of having more steps is that you leave less thought to the agent. It follows the rules more accurately, and as we saw, there is not a search by customer, it only by process. So we did a browser search using Control F to get that company name. That turned out to be more accurate. But how do we get that company name? It's very simple. It is an input called company. And of course, that company has the description of what it is and how it is used. Again, to enforce and make it more predictable that that is going to be used. Now, if you used desktop flows before, you're going to be using or be reminiscing that this uses a machine. By default, agents will use hosted browser. Think of it like a virtual machine provided by Microsoft, a blank installation of Windows, and is focused for web-based actions. Here, you will not have access to any internal resources. If you want that, you have the traditional alternatives such as the PC pool, which is an ability to store and provide several virtual machines, prepared machines with the right sort of software, or you can even link directly to a specific computer. Some other features we're not going to make much use of, but yes, we have the ability to have human supervision and so on. So, I'm in front of the chat, but that's all right. You're just going to block my message, but you should still be able to see it. I want the portfolio for Contoso. So we're still going to search for Contoso. Microsoft's demo is based on that. So we spoke a little bit too early. No, it's getting started. It should start soon. If not, we just relaunch. I think I typed a little bit too early. Let's to just a new session. How can we help? We let that go through. That's something we realized. Okay, I want to get the portfolio for Contoso. And now it's thinking. So if you speak before it's finished, sometimes it hangs up. That's something I noticed in agents overall. And now you can see it immediately used computer use. Right now we see it thinking out loud, so we understand where it's going. And what is different from the traditional desktop flows is not giving you a video feed. So desktop flows, you can see it act in front of you through a virtual machine or even on your own computer. Here's a little bit more lightweight. It's giving you screenshots of its steps. So let's see how it runs. It has already opened the Windows. It has launched. So it is opening up the browser. Very good. And right now it's very talkative. This is very advantageous if you're developing. You can understand where it's looking to. And it is putting the website on top. And it seems that we caught an exception as Chrome got updated. Not Chrome, but Edge got updated. And it was able to unlock itself. Great. So it's still gonna do the Control F search. We have 3 records indeed. We normally would only be able to use that search bar for the portfolio ID. We're doing something else. We're looking for Contoso in particular. It made a note that it found 3 records. And now let's see how it is able to extract. So it got a JSON. Very good. So the computer use should be just about done. And there we go. It complemented with our notes. So if you check over here on overview, we did tell it to present a data table. So we have a bit more readable for our eyes, but we also have a structured JSON output. Very nice. That means that we're no longer stuck when you are using older tools that don't have APIs or even don't know what the internet is. You can now use computer use similar to how you traditionally use desktop flows for your agents. So see you next time.